There are two businesses, both are doing the exact same automation work. One pays $1,200 per month, the other pays $20 per month. Why? Today I'm going to show you something most automation beginners don't discover until it's too late. How these tools actually charge you, what that means for your wallet, and most importantly, how to pick the right one. I'm here to show you the math, the real stories, and help you avoid a very expensive mistake. Let's dive in. Let's start with the most confusing thing. How do these tools charge you? Imagine you run an online store, a customer buys something, you want to automatically save their info to a spreadsheet, add them to your email list, and send a notification to Slack. That seems like one automation, right? Well, here's where it gets tricky. In Zapier, each of those steps is called a task, and Zapier charges you for each task. So that one customer purchase just cost you 3 tasks. Now, in real life, automations are more complex. You might also need to format the date. That's a task. Check if the order is over $50. That's a task. Look up the customer's history. That's a task too. Suddenly, one customer order is eating 6 or 7 tasks. Now let's look at NAN. They use something called execution-based pricing. Here's what that means in plain English. That same workflow, with all 7 steps, counts as one execution, not 7. A member of the NAN team explained it on Reddit like this, and I quote, "One workflow with 25 steps processing 100 items equals one execution in NAN. In Zapier, that's 2,500 billable actions." Let that sink in. The same automation can cost you 2,500 times more in one tool versus the other. That's not a small difference. That's the entire game. Let me tell you about a business owner I found who learned this the hard way. He got his monthly Zapier bill and nearly choked on his coffee. $500. Here's what he wrote, and I quote, "We found ourselves caught in a trap we didn't see coming. Zapier's pricing was actively penalizing our success." What happened? His business was growing. More customers meant more automations running. But because of how Zapier counts tasks, his bill didn't go up a little bit. It exploded. And here's the kicker. He wasn't doing anything fancy. Just basic business stuff. Customer data, email notifications, spreadsheet updates. Here's another one. An e-commerce business processing about 5,000 orders a month. Pretty standard for a growing online store. Their Zapier bill, $1,199 every single month. Each order triggered multiple steps. Capture the order, that's one task. Format the data, that's one task. Update the customer record, one task. Check inventory, another task. Send confirmation, another task. Log to spreadsheet, another task. That's 6 tasks per order, times 5,000 orders equals 30,000 tasks a month. At Zapier's pricing, that's over $1,000. So what would that same workload cost in NAN? Let me show you 3 options. Running 30,000 tasks per month, that's 5,000 orders times 6 steps. Zapier Professional would be $1,199 per month. NAN Cloud Pro, about $55 per month. NAN self-hosted on a small server, $10 to $25 per month. Same exact work, same results for your business, but the cost? Anywhere from $55 down to $10 a month instead of $1,200. That could literally be your marketing budget for the year. That's real money. Okay, if NAN is so much cheaper, why doesn't everyone use it? That's a fair question. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Zapier is easier to start with. It just is. When you open Zapier, it asks you, what do you want to connect? You click a button, pick your apps. It's like a pre-made meal kit. Everything's measured out. The instructions are clear, and you just follow the steps. NAN is more like cooking from scratch. You have more ingredients to work with and more control, but you need to learn a bit more. Zapier has over 8,000 apps with pre-built buttons. If you want to connect your email to your CRM, there's probably a one-click option in Zapier. NAN has about 1,000 pre-built apps. If your specific app isn't in there, you might need to use something called an HTTP request, which basically means you're connecting to the app manually. Is that hard? Not really, but it does require reading some instructions. But here's what I found interesting. I read through hundreds of stories from the people who made the switch, and you know what most of them said? I'm quoting here. Most people said it took them about a weekend to learn the basics, not months, not weeks, a weekend. And once they learned it, they could build things that were literally impossible in Zapier or would cost a fortune. Bottom line, if you've never done automation before and you're scared of tech, Zapier might be worth paying extra for. But if you're willing to watch a couple of YouTube tutorials, N8N will save you thousands and give you way more power in the long run. Let me show you what's possible when you're not worried about counting tasks. A guy's dad needed a video for his business. Ad agencies wanted $4,000 to do this on a monthly basis. So the son built an automation in N8N that writes the script using AI, generates the voiceover, creates video scenes, uses AI stitching it all together, and delivers a finished video. This would be nearly impossible in Zapier. Why? Because video files are big and complex. Zapier charges you for every step and has limits on file sizes. In N8N, because you're not counting tasks, he built this for the cost of the AI APIs, which is about $2 per video. From $4,000 a month to $2 per video, and that's not a typo. Here's a simpler one. A business owner didn't want to pay for a receipt scanning app. Those usually cost between $15 to $30 per month. So in N8N, he built a workflow where he texts a photo of a receipt to a Telegram bot. It sends it to Google's free AI to read the receipt and saves the data to a spreadsheet. Total cost, $0. Could you do this in Zapier? Technically, yes. But every single receipt would eat 4 or 5 tasks. If you scan 10 receipts a day, that's 1,200 tasks a month, which would cost you about $30. In N8N, still zero, because you can use free AI tools and your own server. All right, you've seen the prices, you've seen the stories. Now let's make this really practical. I'm going to give you a simple decision framework. Answer these questions honestly, and you'll know which tool is right for you. Question 1. How much are you spending or planning to spend? If it's less than $50 a month, Zapier is fine. If it's $50 to $200 a month, consider N8N Cloud. If it's $200 or more per month, strongly consider N8N. And if it's $500 plus per month, N8N will save you thousands of dollars. Question 2. How technical are you? If you've never used an automation before, start with Zapier. If you've used Zapier or similar tools, you can learn N8N in a weekend. If you're comfortable with tech, N8N will feel natural. And if you're a developer or technical person, N8N is better in every way. Question 3. What are you automating? Simple app connections to Gmail and Sheets? Either works fine. High volume, like 1,000 plus runs per day, N8N saves a massive amount of money. Complex logic with loops and conditions, N8N is more powerful. Video or file processing, N8N handles this better. Using obscure or niche apps, Zapier might have more pre-built options. Question 4. Do you care about data privacy? Don't care where data lives? Then either is fine. Data on your own servers, only N8N self-hosted can do this. HIPAA or regulated industry, N8N self-hosted gives you control. See, it's not one tool is always better. It depends on your situation. If you're a complete beginner doing simple stuff with a tiny budget, Zapier's ease of use is probably worth the cost. But if you're running a real business with growing automation needs, N8N will save you serious money. And the difficulty is really just watching a few tutorials. Here's the final thing I want you to understand. With Zapier, as your business grows and succeeds, your bill grows too. I found people on Reddit who went from paying $10 a month to over $750, not because they added new automations, just because their existing ones ran more. That's what I call the success tax. You're literally being charged for more succeeding. With N8N, your cost stays flat, whether you run 100 automations or 100,000 automations. If you're self-hosting, it's the same $10 a month for the server. So here's what I want you to do next. I built a free interactive decision tool. You answer a few questions about your business, your budget, and your technical comfort level, and it gives you exactly which tool makes sense for you. It's at automationhackers.net. Go check it out. It takes 2 minutes, and it could save you thousands of dollars.